Laser sights can deter threats and aid in quick target identification, enhancing your ability to protect your family, home, and country. Crimson Trace, making laser sights standard equipment. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
The number one national voice in defense of your Second Amendment rights. Gun Talk, available on iTunes and on the free Gun Dealio smartphone app for Android and iPhone. To be on the air with Tom, call us now, 866-825-5486 or 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom.
Hey, welcome back. It is Tom Gresham, man. Of course, you're listening to Gun Talk. Glad that you are here. If you'd like to join us, well, that's really easy. The number is 866-TALK-GUN. Or, if you're like me, going, whoa, are all those numbers? I don't got that. It's okay. Just call Tom, that's me, Tom Talk Gun. That'll get you in, Tom Talk Gun. We're open lines this hour. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about it if it's about guns. And if you think that gun people are just crazy, and you think we're all out to lunch, we'll let you have the floor. Now, I will let you have the floor for a while, but you can't monopolize. We'll have a discussion. I'm not going to shout you down, but we will have it's a two-way conversation, okay? So if you don't agree with me, or, and this happens occasionally, and it just happened again today, the gun banners discover my Twitter feed, and then they start showing up, and they post stuff. So right now we've got, effing NRA traitors and NRA murderers, and it just goes on and on. It's really pretty classy bunch of folks, too, I have to say. But, hey, you know what? We've got a delay. Give me a call. We'll put you on 866-TALK-GUN. Richard's with us on line 3 out of Benton, Louisiana. Hey, Richard, what you got there?
Hey, Mr. Tom, how are you today, sir?
I am great. Thank you, sir.
Good deal. Glad to hear it. I've got a shotgun here that's been passed down through the family for years. It's an L.C. Smith with hammers, double-barrel shotgun, and it's got a serial number under the breech where you break it open where you can take it apart, but it's the only number on the gun. It has got royal steel barrels in it, and I just wonder if this is the serial number of that particular shotgun.
How many digits is the serial number?
Well, it's got an H in front of it and 5 digits.
It probably is. That was probably a serial number. Now, you probably know that a lot of early guns did not have serial numbers because it was not required in the old days. So, but that sounds very much like a serial number to me.
How would I find out what year this was manufactured?
There are collectors. There's the L.C. Smith Collectors Group. If you just go online, do a little search, an internet search, you'll find the collectors. And once you find them, they will have a listing of every serial number of every model, and you can just ask the question, say, hey, this is what I have. Here's a picture of it. Here's the serial number. And somebody's going to come back and say, oh, yeah, that was made in August of whoever. It's just amazing what they know. But that's going to be your best bet to get the background information on that gun. I wish you luck with it. That sounds like a cool shotgun, though. Thanks for the call. Trent's on 2 out of Findlay, Ohio. Hey, Trent, you're on Gun Talk.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Great.
Hey, I was fortunate enough to be given a case of SIG ammo by Ryan and SIG when I called in during the SHOT Show.
Oh, cool. Okay, good. So you got the Gun Talk deal on that, the free deal.
Got it. And I wanted to thank everybody, including Olivia at SIG, who handled everything on their end.
Okay, so what'd you get? What ammo did you get?
It was 9mm, 115 grain full metal jacket.
Okay.
It's range ammo, basically.
Right.
But I was impressed at how clean it shot compared to what I've been shooting. Oh,
that's interesting. So, have you gone through all 500 rounds yet?
No, not yet.
Got to get busy, man.
It's sitting there. It's calling me.
It's calling you. I understand. It's good. Come on out, Trip. We got to go do some more shooting. Well, look, congratulations. That is great. And I'm glad that SIG ammo is shooting clean for you. That's one of the things that they say is that it's real clean shooting ammo. So I'm glad to get the actual range report from somebody who been out shooting it. Mike's in Galveston. He's on one. Hey, Mike, what's going on here?
Tom, I'm about 6 months late on a range report, but you guys had the SHOT Show, a couple of shootings, and then the NRA and everything got busy. So,
sure.
But I wanted to tell you about my 9-year-old granddaughter. I've taken her out to the range a couple times, and the only gun she'd ever shot besides a Daisy BB gun was my wife's Timber Micro. Last Christmas, went over to my nephew's house in Alabama. He's got a lease over there. And I'll be darned if she didn't take her first deer, about 115-pound deer. First time she'd ever really shot a rifle, a real rifle.
Uh-huh.
My cousin gave her some quick lessons and all that kind of stuff, did some practice shooting, and put her up there in a stand with my nephew, and I'll be darned if she didn't bring home her first deer, and she's really looking forward to going hunting again this Christmas.
Well, that's terrific. Do you know what rifle, what caliber she was shooting?
Yeah, it was a 22 250.
Perfect.
It was a small gun, but she couldn't. We tried her out on a couple of different rifles, and they were just too much for her. But
right.
Got the deer right through the neck. A little small buck.
That is great. Now, you know the drill, Mike. There are going to be some people who say, oh, well, 9's way too young to have somebody shooting, especially, and I love this, especially a girl. And I'm going, really? Come on.
I know it. She loves shooting. She just loves it. I took her to the range about 2 weeks ago, and we squeezed off about 300 rounds, and she loves it.
That is terrific. It's it's just fun sport. It's a lifetime sport. You start them at 9, they can shoot till they're 90 or beyond. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. That is a great range report. Let's get James in here before we have to run to the break on line 4 out of Billings, Montana. Hey, James.
Hey, Tom. Just wanted to call. I was listening earlier while I was working and whatnot, and Schumer's comment on the whole ghost gun thing with the 3D printing. This isn't the first time that the left has classified something as a ghost gun. I think it was De Leon or someone over in California or Oregon made a huge deal about the AR platforms, and this is a ghost gun with the bullet button and 30 magazine clip in like half a second. It's the same rhetoric over and over again. I tell you what, whenever I need a good laugh, I go look up that video of De Leon on YouTube and just watch it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I mean, here's Schumer saying that these ghost guns look scary and they can mimic the look and capacity of a hardened, fully semi-automatic weapon. Fully semi-automatic. I love that part. Of course, this is the same.
That one cracks me up. After 9 years in the Marine Corps, I've never come across a fully semi-automatic weapon, and your fully manual transmission. I actually put that out on social media because I was literally dying in the car listening to that.
Well, let me tell you, for those who don't know, no one on this planet has ever seen a fully semi-automatic firearm because it is a contradiction in terms. It's one or it's the other, but it's not both. And if it's fully automatic, then it's probably select fire. But that's not the same thing, and that's not what we're talking about. But yeah, Chucky is always good for a laugh. It's kind of like the congresswoman who who was it? Tucker was asking her what is a barrel shroud. She says, well, it's a shoulder thing that goes up. He goes, no. Tucker Carlson goes, no, it's not. And this moves on. There you go. Hey, thanks for the call. All right, we are open lines. We will take your call. If it's about guns, if it goes bang, we'll talk about it here. 866-TALK-GUN.
When the U.S. military's elite units and law enforcement agencies across the globe demanded innovation and reliability, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. When world champion professional shooters demanded precision accuracy, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. So it's no surprise more and more civilian gun owners are refusing to settle for anything less. They're choosing Sig Sauer firearms, ammunition, electro-optics, suppressors, air guns, and training. Sig Sauer. Never settle.
Attacks happen every day. How will you react? See real people put into real-life criminal attack situations on First Person Defender. Discover what works and what doesn't. Kidnapping, ATM robbery, home invasion, and other attacks. Learn how to save your life and the lives of your family. Get the entire first season on DVD at shopguntalk.com. Get prepared. Shopguntalk.com.
Before computers, before engines and automobiles and roads, before all of this, there was the land. A great ocean of land, with mountains black as night, standing guard over all that is and was and forever will be. This is the Black Hills of South Dakota, the place that made the people who make the best ammo on Earth.
Visit black-hills.com for more information.
Hi, this is Tom Gresham from Gun Talk. America is losing critical wildlife habitat at a rate of 1 football field every hour. It's happening on the Louisiana coast, but it's critical to all sportsmen and conservationists. These precious wetlands provide winter habitat for more than 10 million ducks and geese annually, waterfowl that migrate north through dozens of states. Don't shrug it off. Get involved. You can help. Visit vanishingparadise.org.
Founded with the singular purpose of building fine sporting firearms, Kimber creates a handgun for every person and a rifle for every adventure. While embracing modern manufacturing techniques, every Kimber depends on practiced hands for assembly, fit, and finish. There's no compromise in features, materials, or performance. Synonymous with quality, precision, and excellence, and made in America. Kimber is what all guns should be. Visit KimberAmerica.com. That's KimberAmerica.com.
I know I shouldn't. I know better, but I can't. You ever have that thing I can't make myself stop. I can't. The gun ban folks have shown up on the Twitter feed, and it's just so much fun. And now they're saying that NRA is traitorous. You traitors in the NRA. And we're going, well, wait. So we support the Second Amendment, which was written by the Founding Fathers and included in the Constitution. How does supporting the Constitution make someone a traitor? Of course, there's no answer to that. And yeah, I know. It's silly and it's not going to get anywhere. But sometimes you can't help just taking a stick and poking it in the middle of the ant pile. I mean, it's just what we do sometimes. Line 3, Doug's with us in Middleville, Michigan. Hey, Doug.
Hi, Tom. Hey, I heard you talk last week on the after show about a dog attack and someone shooting a dog. I thought I'd relate the story, what happened to me of a dog attack. I was outside with my dog in my own yard, and a neighbor 2 houses down had a German Shepherd, and for some reason, I don't know why, the dog didn't like my dog, and my dog is 10-year-old chocolate lab, just the sweetest dog. Anyway, it was two houses down across the street, and I had my dog right next to me walking in the yard, and I saw the dog. Its tail went full fluff. The hair stood up on that dog's back, and it just charged at my dog. And I put my hands out, got between my dog and that dog, and just yelling at that dog, stop. And it just didn't listen, blew right by me, just attacked my dog, just biting that dog, terrible. And finally had my dog on its back, and it was biting the abdomen, tore open its leg, and then went for my dog's throat. And I was kicking the dog in the head and I started stomping on the dog's head, and they just would not let up.
No, it's not going to stop them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had my concealed carry with me. I stepped back, drew my pistol, fired 2 shots, and killed the dog.
Wow.
And my neighbors, there was a town hall meeting the next week, and a bunch of my neighbors were there condemning me about using a firearm, and that the neighborhood is now not safe for kids because firearm, gunshots in the neighborhood.
So no one had the common sense to think, wait, the neighborhood wasn't safe when you have a malicious dog who will attack other dogs, which means it will also attack children. What are you going to do about this dog when it jumps on your child and rips it to pieces?
Right. Nothing was ever said about a vicious dog in the neighborhood. It was all bad gun.
So what was the outcome of that? Were you at this meeting?
I was at the meeting, and I also called 911 right after the shooting.
Well, that was going to be my next question. What did you do after you shot the dog?
Yep, I went in the house and called 911, which was funny because they said, "Oh, that must be your neighbors that are on the line with us." They had called 911 too.
Ah.
And about me shooting their dog.
Right.
Well, the outcome was at the meeting, everybody condemned the use of a firearm in the neighborhood, and that there's laws. There is an ordinance about discharging a gun in the county, in the neighborhood.
Right.
And the council just said, well, we're going to go with whatever the county prosecutor goes, however they go.
Okay,
and
so what's happened there?
The cops had come out and took statements and stuff, and the county prosecutor said that there was no crime committed, and so they dropped it. They said we don't need no prosecution. There was no crime,
right,
committed.
Well, and the thing is, you're a dog lover. It's not like you wanted to kill a dog.
Yep, I did not. I love dogs.
Yeah, but at the same time, you've got this dog that is clearly vicious. And, here's the deal. It was going to kill your dog. You got that,
Oh, yeah.
Right?
It would have killed my dog.
Yeah.
Or at least would have had to made the dog be put down because it was too badly injured.
Tore it up so bad. Well, I'm sorry that you had to do that, Doug. I am, however, really glad that you had your self-defense pistol with you. What pistol was it, by the way?
It was a Smith & Wesson 40 compact.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Well, I was just going to offer you job well done. Don't worry about the neighborhood. You already got the clean bill of health from the prosecutor. And then if anybody makes any stink about it, you just ask them, so what are you going to do when a vicious dog jumps on your child and tries to kill it?
Yeah, that's what was in my mind. And also, I did take very careful aim, at that dog, so I didn't hit my own dog, and so that there was no danger of a ricochet, going anywhere.
All right. Again, it's another one of those, just an example of why we carry. And people go, why do you carry? Well, because I don't know what's going to happen. It may be that. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. David's on 2 in Tulsa. David, I got a couple of minutes for you. So a P365. You looking for one?
I'm looking to buy one. I've just got a few questions.
Sure.
I've seen a lot of articles. I've read a lot of comments on the striker pin breaking on them, and also have a kind of like a drag across the firing pin or the primer cap.
The primer.
And I was wondering if you knew anything about whether they got that fixed or not. I just love the gun.
Well, I love the gun too. I have one. In fact, I was wearing one all day yesterday, as a matter of fact. And it is my understanding that whatever issue they had is fixed. I have not followed it real closely to be real honest about it. But I'll just tell you this. I am not worried about carrying the gun. I know SIG quality. I'm not worried about it. When I carry it, that means that I trust my life and the life of my loved ones on it. So it's not a concern for me. But each person's got to figure out, what motivates them. But I will tell you, I'm like you. I love the trigger pull. I think the gun shoots really well. It was, when we first got it, it was so much smaller than I expected it to be a 10+1 9mm. I carry the 12-round mag, in my pocket, and have the 10-rounder +1 in the chamber when I'm carrying it.
Yeah, I've got big hands, and the 12-round fit's just absolutely wonderful. I want to add it to my collection of SIGs, but I that's a lot of money to spend on a gun, and I was concerned that,
Sure.
I wanted to make sure that when I pulled the trigger, it was going to fire, and that I couldn't find anybody to tell me whether or not they'd been fixed or not.
I think whatever it was has been, and of course the other side of that is that SIG always stands behind their stuff. I wish you luck with it. I got to run down to line 1. Anna's with us out of North Dakota. Hello, Anna. Welcome to Gun Talk.
Hello, Tom. My comment today relates to the earlier discussion.
Mm-hmm.
You need to treat your daughters and your granddaughters and your nieces well and make sure they have a fun time shooting, because all too soon you are going to have serious competition about the time they're 14.
God, isn't that the truth? And
So make sure that if the choice is cute boy or going shooting with daddy,
mm-hmm.
that shooting with daddy wins for a while.
Well, and you're right. The way you do that is you start them really early, 7, 8, 9 years old, depending on the youngster. But get them into it, get them hooked, because it is such a fun thing. But also, there's something that comes from this. Let me bounce this off of you, Anna. When you have a youngster and you teach that boy or girl to shoot, and you're trusting them with what is clearly a powerful device, you are giving them a level of responsibility that a lot of others at their age are not given. And I think that really helps with their growth and their maturity.
Yes, it does, because you don't get anything similar until you start driving.
Exactly. I think that's exactly right. And it's been my impression, my experience, that those who learn to shoot at a young age, if they're taught right, build a lot of maturity quickly. They're people that you can count on. Anna, thank you so much. It's a great point. Yeah, there will be a lot of competition for their time and their interest, and the boys will be there, as will everything else. Same way with boys, young boys. The girls will be there, and that's distracting. So there you go. Get them early, and at least get them started. They may or may not stay with shooting while they're in that hormone-raging period, but a lot of times they will come back to it. It's interesting how often that happens when they get into their 20s. Even if they got out of it when they went to college, they'll come back. Just an interesting observation. 866-TALK-GUN is the magic number if you'd like to join us. Of course, we are talking about, well, what kind of things have you seen at the range, whether it's sighting in or other things. Interesting and funny things happen there. Tell us your story. 866-TALK-GUN.
Sign up for our Gun Talk newsletter and join the Truth Squad at www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk with Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
Hey, welcome back. Hey, imagine, if you will, the panic that came over this dad. He's working late when he got an alert on his smartphone. One of the motion-activated Blink cameras he just installed picked up something at his home. He pops open the Blink app and he views a video clip of a man peering through his kitchen window. He calls 911 and alerts his wife. Helping to prevent situations like this is what Blink is all about. I mean, the point of having a home security system is to help alert you before some creep breaks into your home, not after. Blink motion-activated HD cameras are wire-free, set up in minutes, and run on 2 AA batteries that last up to 2 years. And Blink's live feed option lets you monitor what's happening at home anytime, anywhere, from your smartphone. No contracts, no subscriptions, and it works with Alexa. Visit BlinkProtect.com or go to Amazon.com and search for Blink camera. Blink is an Amazon company. Yeah, I just put one in over at the cabin. Been checking on that. Works pretty well, too. Pretty cool stuff. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. Brian is on line 3 out of Arkansas. Hey, Brian, what you looking for?
Hey, well, I'm trying to find out, actually, been doing F-Class 600,000-yard competitions, and I noticed it was real big for, a period of time, and then you had a lot of guys that kind of fell out of it, stopped publishing. How do I find out about a lot of the events, what's going on in the custom action, the custom bail world, just so that I can plan a week or so ahead. Hey, this event's coming up. It's, in this area. Plan on going out and doing the shoe.
So basically, you're trying to find out where there are going to be events and what's happening in that world. There are organizations. I'm just looking at one website that popped up. The first one is usfclass.com. That's usfclass.com. You can find out what's going on there. Also, you can get involved. A lot of times there's a state rifle and pistol association, and they will know where the matches are being held. The other thing, and this may be the easiest way, is to simply make friends with somebody who is an active competitor, and he or she is going to know where the matches are and what's going on, and just kind of start doing that and say, hey, would you just let me know whenever there's an event going on, that kind of a thing? But it does take some work on your part to search it out and to, make the contacts.
Okay, so it's going to be as much of me looking at some of these and maybe finding out about it this year and planning on doing that one next year, as opposed to finding out, a couple days ahead of time and actually start planning these out.
Right. Yeah, you need to know ahead of time, and they set these matches up ahead of time. But I'll guarantee you, there is a community of long distance shooters in your area. You might go to if you've got a gun store that has that kind of higher end stuff. Talk to them. Say, look, who's a shooter? Who's the group? Is there a state group? Is there somebody I want to get involved with? But I guarantee you can find it. You just poke around, spend a little bit of time, and then the doors will start opening. You're going to go, wow, there's a whole group out here I didn't even know existed.
Okay. Now, would you think that'd be something that the local shoot that they do in the area and the military base, some of those guys that put on that event would be worth checking out as well?
Absolutely. And once again, go local, talk to a number of different gun stores, find out who's plugged in on that, because there'll be one gun store that a lot of the local competitive shooters go to. You just got to do some legwork, get on the phone, check the state organizations. It's all there for you. You'll be able to find it. I wish you luck with it, sir, and have fun. Long range shooting is fun. Let's see. Mike is on line 2 out of Oregon. Hey, Mike, you're on Gun Talk.
Hi, Tom. I just wanted to tell you, I introduced a new gal to shooting a couple of weeks ago, and guns scared her.
Oh.
So I had to make her an offer she couldn't refuse. I offered to buy her dinner anywhere she wanted to go if after an hour she was still afraid. And if after an hour she was not afraid, then I would buy her dinner anywhere she wanted to go.
Either way, huh?
Either way, yeah. My win, and she loved it. Absolutely loved it.
All right, let me ask you a question. How did you meet her, and who is this person? What's the connection?
She's my neighbor's hairdresser.
Yeah.
And my neighbor invited her to breakfast one day, and we just kind of hit it off a little bit.
Okay.
And my neighbor is a shooter, and so we said, well, we're going shooting after this breakfast. And she said, well, guns frighten me. Well, she said she was afraid of guns, and then that started the whole thing rolling.
Did she tell you why she's afraid of guns?
No, I think it's just a long-standing thing with her in her life. For some reason, because she was ignorant, for one thing.
Well, I was just going to say, probably that old fear of the unknown. You know how that goes.
Exactly right. But we started her out with a Browning Buckmark, and she ran about a box through that, and then I graduated to a HK VP9 and started her out, and she did great on that. So I moved her up about 4 feet from the target and started her shooting, and just grabbed her shoulders and walked her back and then off to the side.
Yeah.
And her adrenaline was just phenomenal at the end of that. She says, my God, I had no idea it was like this.
She was, and you've seen it now. I've seen it so many times where they just go, wow, it's like they're surprised. They say, wow, this is really fun.
Exactly. You're exactly right. Yeah, she had a ball. And she's showing the target to everybody because she was doing really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you need to take this target and show it to people. And she says, I will do that. And she did.
All right. So did you take her out to dinner yet?
No, Not yet. She hadn't collected yet.
You got to follow up. I think you got something going there, man. And then congratulations. Well done. That is really good. And good idea. Starting her off on 22 was an excellent idea. That is just terrific. I think you did a great job. All right, 866-TALK-GUN. If you have a story to tell, a range report of any type, taking somebody out to shoot, trying a new gun, maybe even trying one of your old guns that you said, I got to take that thing out. Is there a gun in your closet or in your safe where you say, I haven't shot this thing in years? What is it, and what would it take to get you to take it to the range? You know it wants to go. 866-TALK-GUN.
Stand for the Second Amendment with Franklin Armory. Their 3-position BFS Gen 3 trigger is one of the hottest products for your AR, HK, ACR, CZ, and B&T in curved and straight variations. In position 3, fire 1 round on pull and 1 round on release. Ideal for both tactical and competition use. Get a 10% discount on everything with the code word GUNTALK at franklinarmory.com.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you know you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Batagroup. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
This land, once wild and free, fades now from our memory. But I remember what it was like, what we were like, what we are capable of when we band together. Perhaps more than any other landscape, wetlands embody the life-giving abundance that nature has to offer. And perhaps more than any other organization, Ducks Unlimited is working to ensure that our continent's wetlands not only survive, but thrive for generations well beyond this one. These natural wonders are where waterfowl begin their cycle of life, where the deer and the antelope play, and where we, the people, gather together to see and share what makes the outdoors so great. The time is now to band together with organizations like Ducks Unlimited. The time is now to rescue our wetlands.
After 1 million rounds of testing, adapting to every mini red dot optic in the firearms industry, the new FN 509 Tactical became the perfect evolution of the world's most battle-proven firearms. Designed for mill-free compatibility, the FN 509 Tactical bears the most advanced patent-pending optics mounting system ever seen on the front lines or the home front. Set your sights on the new FN 509 Tactical.
We're having fun now. We're just talking about, going out to the range, taking people out and introducing them to the great lifetime sport of shooting. Safe, responsible. If you're going to take somebody out to the range and introduce them to shooting, you want to emphasize the fact that it's safe. That's what they want to know. That's the first thing they want to know. I'm afraid of guns. Well, it's going to be safe. We're not going to do anything that's not safe, and we're not going to do anything that makes you nervous. If at any point that you're getting nervous or you don't want to continue, you just let me know and we'll stop. Okay, fair enough. Then you go out and start them with a 22, the way Mike did. And you let them have some fun. You get them good hearing protection, good ear protection, and you make sure they're wearing shooting glasses. And you bring the target up really close to make sure that they hit stuff. And you coach them through it. You take your time and you go easy. You don't give them a heavy recoiling gun. And then they shoot and they shoot and they shoot and they turn around and they big smile and they go, wow, this is fun. And then inevitably it's, can I shoot some more? Yes, you can. You can shoot all the ammo I brought today if you want to. If this is what you want to do and it makes you happy and you're having fun and we got a new shooter, you betcha. I'll fund all your ammo. Now, next time you may have to bring your own ammo. But first time, that's not a problem. I'll provide all the ammo. Nick's in Wasilla on line 1. Hey, Nick, what are you asking about here? Interesting.
Hey, Mike, this is Nick. I'm asking about the CMMG Guard 45 ACP AR.
So it is essentially an AR-15 and 45 ACP.
Yes, and it uses a Glock 21 magazines.
Okay. I don't have any experience with it, but I love the concept.
Yeah, I do too. I read it in the NRA magazine, and it really turned me on.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I was going to say, I'm looking at their website right now. It's CMMG Inc. It's CMMGINC.com. They've got all the information there. They're not inexpensive. You know, you're looking at $1,300 to $1,500 to $1,600, but it's a pretty cool concept.
Yes, it is.
The only question I would have, and this is not a knock on them, it's just that historically, I have seen there be problems getting pistol caliber ARs to run well. You know, in the past, I have seen some 9mm, and we've tried them, and they just didn't always work. You got feeding problems and everything. If they have mastered that, then I think it's a pretty neat idea. Now, let me ask you a question. Here's a serious question, okay? Why would you want an AR in 45 ACP as opposed to 223?
Well, I have about 5 or 6 223 ARs, and the thought of having a 45 ACP AR, because I love 45, I've got like 8 or 9 of them. Right. It really excites me. I don't know what the maximum effective range is, but I'm sure up to 50 yards.
Oh, it'd be more than that, because if you got a 16-inch barrel, you're going to add 200 feet per second at least to the velocity over a pistol. I would call that probably an effective 100-yard gun, depends on what you're shooting with it. But you shouldn't have any problem hitting anything at 100 yards with it, and I think it would be carrying enough energy to actually do some work at that distance.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, that's my reaction, too. Cool. I like the idea. Hey, thanks for calling, because it gave you a chance to look that up. That's a pretty neat deal. I got to look that up and find out more about it. Thanks, sir. Line 3, Marty's with us out of Stonewall, Louisiana. Hey, Marty, what's up?
Hey, Tom. Good deal. Hey, somebody made a comment earlier, and I think you did too, about teaching your kids at an early age about the responsibility and safety of a gun translates into them being a more responsible teenager, and it has. My son is living proof of that. He's probably the most mature 16-year-old boy I've ever met in my life, even including me when I was that young. I was nowhere near as mature as he is. And that's because I think it's partly I started him off shooting when he was young, and he knows the importance of a gun, and he knows the safety factor of it, and he knows that these are not toys.
You know, there are several things that come to mind when you're talking about that. Yes, you know, it's very much to me like I was talking with a fellow last night, and he said, you know, I had a driver's license at age 14, but it was an agricultural driver's license. He said, I could drive a 30-ton bean truck, but I couldn't drive a car. It was, you know, but I was thinking about in the old days, kids would grow up driving a farm tractor at 8 or 9. You know, by the time they're 15, they have been handling serious machinery and been given a lot of responsibility and told, you know, what you can and can't do and what will happen if you misuse it. And it's kind of that same way, isn't it, with firearms?
Oh, I believe so. I mean, he understands the meaning of, you know, life and a little bit of, you know, how dangerous things can be, not just guns, but other things and all. And I contribute to that, to him taking responsibility at a young age of a firearm.
Yep, I think you're exactly right. Well, I appreciate you weighing in on that, because it's, and giving that firsthand information. I know that Michelle will probably have something to say about that during the after show, because it's been her family's existence and story for a long time. All right, 866 Talk Gun is the number. We still have a few minutes for you. We can get you in, and then, of course, then you can be a part of the after show. By the way, if you've not checked out the after show, you need to do that. You know, we say that well, we talk about things that we can't talk about on the radio. Well, it's not that we use bad language. We never do that. It's just that we can talk about things longer, which means we can drone on. 866 Talk Gun. With you here, 866 Talk Gun. Julie's with us out of Clarksville, Tennessee on 2. Hey, Julie, what in the world happened here?
Yeah, hey, I was out last February walking some baby goats that I had bottle fed. They were about a month old, and I was outside with them outside the pen, and about a 100-pound dog came after me. I had my .22 rifle with me because we live in a semi-rural area out in the county, and a dog disappeared because we were along a creek, and you never know. We have problems out here with strays. This dog came after us, and I raised my rifle, and I was able to shoot the dog as it was attacking, and I was able to take care of the dog. I hit it, and once that happened, and the dog was down, I went in the house, put the goats up, put my rifle up, so I was unarmed, which that was a big mistake, by the way. So about 7 minutes passed, and with all that, I go back outside to find out who the dog belonged to, and I hear someone calling for the dog, and it's the owners. So I have to let them know as gently as possible what occurred, what I had to do, and that's when it all broke into chaos, and I was attacked on my property physically. They got the man of the house at their property. He came over, shot our goat, our male buck, in the face. And
did you call the police?
Attacked. Well, I at the time didn't even have a cell phone on me because I didn't have one at that time. I didn't have my revolver on me, nothing. I had no way to defend myself, which, by the way, don't ever let that happen. That's a big mistake.
Okay, Julie, we're going to be short on time, but I see in the notes here now this thing is going to the grand jury. Do you have a lawyer?
I don't need the lawyer. He needs the lawyer. The DA's handling it. It goes to the grand jury. He's been charged with aggravated assault to livestock.
Okay.
And right now, August. Next month, I go and testify because he faces up to 6 years in prison.
Well, I'm glad you had your rifle with you. And yes, first thing I would have done was probably try to find a way to call the police. If you have to use your gun in self-defense anywhere, you need to call the police immediately. But yeah, this thing turned into a goat rope. Yeah, good point. Jim says even if you don't shoot, if you just pull it out and point it at something or somebody, you need to call the police to tell them what happened because somebody else is liable to call them first. I'm glad you're okay. I'm sorry this thing turned into such a mess. You just kind of have to go through the process now, but I'm glad that you're safe. Thanks for sharing that story with us, Julie. Man, what a mess. Holy cow. Let's see. Look at the time. Dave, don't go anywhere. We're going to get you into the after show because it would be unfair to you to bring you in and not have enough time. If you'd like to join us for the after show, trust me, you will enjoy it. It is, it's a bit of a party is what it is. We just have a good time there. I am, by the way, be sure to go over to Twitter. Even if you're not on Twitter, it's worth it to go there now because the gun ban groups have shown up on my Twitter feed. I am at Gun Talk on Twitter. And it is a hoot and a half. One of the guys who has been the spokesman for the gun control groups has shown up on my feed. This is starting to be fun. Oh, my gosh. First three words he posts is the F-bomb and traitor in NRA. Oh, these guys, they're something else. They are so full of hate, they can't even see how they really are. You know, keep it classy, stay above the whole deal, keep yourself informed, keep listening to Gun Talk. By the way, subscribe to our newsletter. Go to guntalk.com. We send out a weekly newsletter, and I have a piece in there, a lot of education stuff there. In the meantime, go out, do some shooting, introduce people to this great sport. Be safe. Watch your six. See you next week.